Yes, anyone is welcome back at AlterCoin Daily. Let's start with some news that isn't the biggest, but is nevertheless interesting if you own Ethereum or Ethereum sidechains. As a result of a rise in NFT sales, it has once again turned deflationary. According to data from ultrasonography.money, roughly a quarter of the East fires were caused by NFT trades over the previous 7 days. The net issuance of Ether has decreased, which essentially means that the yearly inflation rate has turned negative 7%, which indicates that more Ether is being burned than is being created. This is significant since more than 14,000 Ether, worth more than $23 million, has already been burned. NFT Marketplace is operating and is the platform that consumes the most Ethereum throughout the course of 7 and 30 days. Therefore, NFTs are not dead, at least not in the eyes of the consumer. Additionally, more NFT sales on Ethereum imply more transactions, which inevitably leads to more burnt coins. When in doubt, zoom out. Examining the history of the daily burning of Ethereum over the previous 5 or so months, we can see that around November, the most ETH were lost. The FTX collapse was this. Around 5,000 Ethereum per day were being burned at the time, which suggests that there was a lot of buying and selling going on in the market. Then, in January, there were several days when more than 2,000 Ether was burned per day. This is the East chart, which is important since even while Ether was once down over 80% from all-time highs, it is now likely only down 65 to 70 following this burst. We are now flirting with a negative issuance. And by the way, nobody is left in the market but the true Dagons like you and me. Just imagine what will happen to the daily issuance then when it reaches its all-time high, whenever that may be. The Ethereum Shanghai mainnet shadow fork has just been completed, bringing users one step closer to accessing the $26 billion and counting in Ethereum staked with the Shanghai upgrade. The entire release is scheduled to begin in March, but the shadow fork has already been completed successfully. Frontnet, the full hard fork, the official one, is still scheduled for March, and many industry leaders are explaining why this Shanghai upgrade, or just Ethereum staking in general, will be so huge. Ethereum staking. Shadow forks are full dress rehearsals of system upgrades that allow developers to test for design flaws and tweak any outstanding issues. As of yesterday, we just learned that they were able to withdraw the Ether in a few issues, but overall, successfully on the shadow fork. Staking alone, centralized, decentralized, and LSDS, I think this stands for institutional stakers, derivatives, and liquid staking. Ethereum staking will grow into a $1 trillion industry as a result of REITs using LSDS as a DeFi collateral and other factors. Of course, I want to believe that this is a false claim. The bull argument for Ethereum staking is no longer that Ethereum will be the internet settlement layer. However, David Hoffman continues, it isn't the default situation. The latest strawman for Ethereum is that it serves as the internet's primary layer of security. The biggest news for the main Ethereum sidechain Polygon may be that each stake increases in security as it moves from a one-dimensional to a omnidimensional state. Of course, what he is referring to is that Ethereum staking is a way to secure the network. And as more people stake globally, and the bigger it gets theoretically, the more secure it gets, but fast. Assuming you subscribe to the hypothesis, let's talk about Bitcoin, the big stick in the room. The market mover and Grayscale are the owners of the majority of the Bitcoin. A date has been set for oral arguments in the appeal against the SEC's Bitcoin ETF ruling because they also hold so much Ethereum. Grayscale is suing the SEC as a result. Here is Grayscale's CEO. Michael Sonnenschein serves as an example of what to anticipate as a Bitcoin holder. Grayscale's Washington, D.C.-based CEO, as his lawsuit against the SEC progresses, he is speaking with members of the House and Senate. As Bitcoin has increased, Michael, we've seen that GPG-BTC has performed a little bit better, but it's still trading at a significant discount to where it would be trading if you had a spot ETF. Any development, I am aware that it is episodic. You always update us on the newest news when you're on. What's new right now? What is the situation? Being in Washington, D.C., we actually received some wonderful news last night. The legal action against the SEC is proceeding quite quickly. The Fifth Circuit District Court indicated that our case's oral arguments would be heard on March 7th, so pushing things along swiftly and, in my opinion, on an expedited pace. "It's great to be back in Washington, D.C. New Congress, new year." He then continues by simply complimenting Congress and acting in a very political manner. The early March date is the key, though. In essence, a Bitcoin ETF may salvage Grayscale and all those GBTC investors. What would you like to see, though, is the challenging query posed by CNBC host Joe Kernan and the dragging of the feet. With Gensler, I don't see any. The remainder, I don't see the rules you need to follow in order to achieve your goals. Still seems far distant. Do you believe we'll see something in 2023? Michael, we're positive that the courts will issue a ruling in this year's second or third quarter. The fact that we are a company that was founded in the U.S. and made use of U.S. resources frustrates investors and the Grayscale team. In my opinion, regulatory frameworks to make cryptocurrency accessible to investors in a secure and legal manner. Furthermore, the establishment of a spot Bitcoin ETF doesn't necessitate the passage of new legislation. In fact, it complies with already existing legislative frameworks. And we met with both chambers yesterday and today. I believe what we're actually hearing from people is that many of them share the opinion that, had the spot Bitcoin ETF already been approved, it would have permitted GBTC to convert to an ETF. Already, that would have prevented a large portion of the recent investor suffering we've seen in cryptocurrency. Many of these investors would not have chosen to trade on foreign markets and become involved in some unregulated firms. The next update on this will be on March 7. And again, this will affect millions, if not hundreds of thousands, of GBTC holders. And finally, speaking of big news, Solana's fractal gaming platform has expanded to Polygon thanks to Ethereum sidechains created by the co-founders of Twitch and Ethereum. With this move, Fractal has brought its same Web3 gaming suite and features from Solana to Polygon, including a marketplace for in-game NFTs, a launchpad for minting new projects, and support in the form of running servers. So Fractal co-founder Justin Kan, who also co-founded Twitch as a huge, so well-respected, tells Decrypt that many game developers want to be on Polygon, and how this affects you or me in essence, users, usage cases, competitions, and a straight quote from the co-founder of Fractal and Twitch: "Being present wherever game creators want us to be is part of our mission to serve game developers." To be honest, a lot of them want to be on Polygon. I do want to draw attention to the fact that Polygon Ventures has also made a strategic investment in Fractal, a company that is currently in financial trouble. They certainly chose Polygon for that reason as well, because they will receive cash to assist them succeed.